Hi there, I'm Brandy from Pepperco Digital, and I'll be showing you how to get started using your new student digital notebook and how everything is hyperlinked together, as well as some examples of how you can use the different sections and page inserts included with the notebook. So regardless of if you're totally new to digital note taking or not, this video will be super helpful with any questions that you may have. So let's go ahead and get started. And one thing I do want to note before we jump into it is that I am using the app GoodNotes 5 in this tutorial, so just keep that in mind as I'm going through everything. The concepts will still be the same regardless of the app that you're using, since I'll just be going over the basics of using the digital notebook, but there may be some GoodNotes specific things I show you, like how to copy and paste pages, but the same concept will apply to whichever app that you are using. So first, let's just go over the basics of what a digital notebook is. So a digital notebook is just a hyperlinked PDF so you can quickly and easily navigate around it and find and use whichever page or section that you need. Hyperlinking just means that one element of the page is linked to another page whenever you tap on it. So first, if you're using GoodNotes, you'll need to know how to tap on the hyperlinks. As you can see here, I'm in editing mode, and you can tell because the toolbar is down. So if I try to tap on any of the hyperlinks, it's not going to work. And you need to go into read-only mode first to be able to tap on the hyperlinks. So to do that, all you have to do is come up to the top right corner and tap on the icon that looks like a pencil with a line through it. And then now you're in read-only mode, and you can tap on the hyperlinks. So then once you're on the page that you need, you would just tap on that icon again to turn off read-only mode, and then your toolbar reappears and you can start writing in your notebook. So let's just start with a general overview of this digital notebook. So these tabs are just hyperlinked to the class index page. So there's 12 of them available, and they're all hyperlinked on these tabs on the side. So that's how you would get to each class sort of index page. And then the little home icon tab is hyperlinked to your index page for the notebook. And then this is just a little info page that has helpful info for you, but odds are you already saw it if you're on this video. So that's just an overview of the hyperlinks on the side here. So now let's go over in depth the actual pages. So let's start with the index page here. This is just sort of your home page for the entire notebook. As you can see here, these classes 1 through 12, these are the same as these hyperlinks over here, but this is just a space for you to write in what course each class number corresponds to, and then they're also hyperlinked to that same hyperlink as on the tabs over here. So this is just a good way to know exactly which class is for each number. And then up here is class schedule pages. So it's class schedule 1 and class schedule 2. So more than likely you're going to have 2 semesters in a year. So I have those hyperlinked up there for you so you can keep track of your class schedule each semester. And then down here are extra sections for you. So these are just for anything you need, whether it's for extra class content or if you want to make sort of like a personal section in your notebook to do like personal type planning or just anything you need really. So you would do the same thing, just write in here what the section is for. And then when you tap on it, it is hyperlinked to just a cover page for you. So then you would insert all your pages behind this cover page for that custom section. Okay, and next, these are the page inserts that are included with this digital notebook. They're super helpful pages that are for studying, notes, assignments, planning, and much more. So this is just hyperlinked to the original copy of the page insert. So anytime you want to use a specific page insert, you would navigate to this page and copy it or duplicate it. But these are just hyperlinked to those original copies of the page insert, and this is how you can quickly get to them. And then if you also go to a class index page, these are the same hyperlinks to the page inserts. This is the same page as what's on the index page. It's just for you to navigate to really quickly to be able to copy it and paste it where you need it. And then these are the different note page templates available. I made a lot of different layouts, so no matter what your preference is or what you need to use a note page for, there's definitely going to be something for you. And when you just tap on it, it just goes to that specific note page, and the same concept as with the page inserts. You would navigate to it, copy it, and paste it where you need it in your notebook. And then down here really quick, I just want to go over These are the hex color codes that I use in the digital stickers included with the notebook. So I include these just in case you want to match your pen color or your text color, or if you make your own digital stickers so you can have the hex color codes to match the ones that I give you. All you have to do is just copy the code, and then you can come up to your pen tool and change it in the custom tab here, and you would just paste it in the hex box, and you can add it to your presets, and then you can have your pen color match your digital stickers. And then same with the text tool, you would just set it as your text color here in the hex box. Okay, so now let's move on to the class sections. So like I said, there are 12 of them available. So anytime you need to go to a specific class page, you can either just tap on the hyperlink on the index page or just the tab. And this is your index page for that class. And you can see up here it says class 1, so you always know which class you're on. So first, these hyperlinks up here, the class info and due dates. Hyperlinks, they are linked to these extra pages. So this is just a class info page, so you can write down all the important info for that class, any important dates and other info you might want to jot down for that class. And then the due dates page is just a way for you to have on one page all your different due dates for your tests and exams and your assignments, and you can check them off once they're complete and put in what your grade was. And if you have more assignments or tests than what is available on this page, you can just simply duplicate it and add it in right behind this page, and you can have a second page to fill out the rest of your assignments. Okay, so back to the class index page. So up here you can just write in your course, what it's for, any other info you want to write up here, you can do that. And then each class index page has 10 notes folders, 10 project folders, and 8 test and exam prep folders. So these folders just act as dividers for all the different notes and projects and assignments and study-related page inserts that you use for that class. So you would just write in the space here, whatever that section or folder is going to be for. So let's say, for instance, you want to organize your notes by unit. So you could just write in the first one here, say you want this to be for Unit 1, and then you could even put your chapter, say it's like chapters 1 through 5. And you would just label it so you know exactly what is going to be in that folder. And then once you navigate to it, you could write in here, Unit 1, chapter 1 through 5, and then you would insert all of your pages for those notes behind this cover page, and you can quickly and easily come back to that folder anytime you need to reference a page or add more pages. And these are just the same concept as well. So the project folders could be for assignments and projects or homework or any other classwork that you want to be able to divide into sections. So same thing, you would just write in what the project or assignment or whatever it is in that section, and then insert all your pages related to that behind that cover page. Same with the test and exam prep. You could put exam 1, you could put, midterm, you could use these for anything that has to do with test and exam prep. And then, as I mentioned before, these are the same hyperlinks that we saw on the index page. So like I said, they're just hyperlinked to that page insert for you to quickly copy it and paste it if you want to use it in this section. Okay, so that is how each class section will work. You just use these folders as dividers to separate out your classwork and your notes and all the other different class content. So now let's go over how to use the page inserts. I'll show you how to copy and paste the page inserts and how to duplicate them and start putting them anywhere you want in your notebook. So in most cases, you're going to want to copy a page insert and paste it somewhere else in your notebook, like in one of the folder sections. You're not going to want to just tap on this page and then immediately start using it where it's at, because you'll want to duplicate it or copy it and paste it in a specific section for organization. And you just always want to have this clean original copy to come back to be able to copy it or duplicate whenever you want to use it. So let's go ahead and just use this page as an example. Say we want to use this lecture notes page insert for class 1. So all you have to do is copy the page. So in GoodNotes, how you would do that is come up to the 3 dots in the top right corner and then tap on copy page. And then you'll just navigate to the class section and then navigate to the notes folder that you want this to go in. So let's do this first one here. And all you have to do is tap on this add page icon and then make sure after is selected, and then you would tap on paste page. So now we have our lecture notes page insert right behind our first notes folder, and you can just flip one over and we have our lecture notes ready to use. And then say that you know you're gonna want more than one of these pages. All you have to do is duplicate this by going up to the add page icon again and then tap on current template, and it just duplicates that page that you are on. So you can do that with any page. If you want to just quickly duplicate it, you would just tap on add page icon, current template, and it will insert a copy of it behind. So do this method for any class section with any page insert. Same thing with the note page templates. So say you want one of these note page templates, you would just copy it, go to the class section, and let's say we want it for one of these project folders. You would just insert it by pasting it after, and we have that ready to use. Okay, so really quickly I want to go over some of the page inserts and how to use them, because even though most of them are intuitive to use, if you haven't used some of them before, then you may not know exactly how to get the most out of using them, so just want to go over some of them. For instance, the study time tracker, this is just a way for you to visually see how much time you're spending on specific topics, or you could even make this for specific classes. So you would just write in the date that you studied the topic or class or whatever you're measuring it by, write in what the thing is that you studied, and then you would just highlight the amount of time that you spent. So I have it in 15-minute increments all the way up to 4 hours, and you could just use your highlighter tool to highlight up to the amount of time that you spent. So you could either fill in the whole box with the highlighter, you could use the shape builder tool and draw a box. Either way, this is just a way for you to visually sort of see how much time you're spending on each topic. Okay, next with the project planning pages, I have a project planner page and a group project planner page. So the project planner is just more of a overview of no matter what project you're working on. It could just be a normal project or a group project. And this is how you can fill out all that information. And then the group project planner is more for you to fill out the members in the group, the roles, and any contact info. And then you can organize tasks by group member. So you could use it in conjunction with this project planner to fill out the actual info for the project, and then use this for delegating tasks to each group member. And if your group happens to have more than 4 members, you would just duplicate this and use this page as many times as you need for however many members you have. And then this project timeline page is a really nice visual planning page to use when you're working on a project. So how you would do this is use this little chart as a way to visually see how long specific tasks for the project is going to take you. So you would write out the tasks. So say you're going to do project like research for a task. So we would just say research. So you can use this for either dates, or you could just number it for to represent days. And I have them separated out into 7 day increments. So you could either write out the dates or just, like I said, the numbers. So in this case, let's just say we're gonna separate it all out by numbers. So let's just use this for an example. So let's say that I know the research is going to take 5 days and I'm going to start it on day 1. So I would just draw a little highlight to the 5th day, but then say I also know that I'm going to want to start doing a rough draft at the same time, but they're going to kind of overlap and run differently. So say I'm going to start the rough draft on day 3 and I'm planning to do that till day 7. So you kind of start to see the idea of it, where this just helps you visualize when you're going to start working on things, what you're going to be working on at the same time, how long tasks are going to take. So this is how you can map out your project timeline and get a good idea of how long different things are going to take you and plan accordingly. Okay, and then the project prioritization page. This is a really good one if you have a lot of projects going on at once and you're just starting to feel overwhelmed. I would highly recommend using this page. you would just write out the due date, the project, and then give it a priority number. So if there's one with a really close due date and you don't even have that much done on it compared to one that is due a little bit further down the line and you have a decent amount done on it, then obviously you would rank them different in priority. So you could just use your highlighter to sort of know what the priority is for each one. And then you can highlight the status, and you can change this at any time. So say for the first project, you haven't started it, and the second one, it's in progress. And then once you have completed them or you're working on it, you can just move the little highlight strip to whatever the status is. So you can constantly be sort of checking where you're at with the different projects you're working on. And then I have a little action items column where you can put in any important things that you really need to do, and you can visually see compared to the other projects what's everything you kind of have to do in the near future, and you can update it as needed. So this is a really great page insert to use if you have a lot going on at once for all of your classes. Okay, next I want to go over the curve of forgetting page insert. So this is a really great tool to use if you are studying and you have a lot to remember with whatever it is that you're studying, and you want to make sure that you're not forgetting it. So you would just write in what the topic is that you need to study, and you would write in what date that you learned it, and then these are the increments of time after it to sort of assess what you remember and what you don't. So these are the keys for your level of understanding. So you would just give each one a different color. So let's say the complete understanding will be orange, moderate understanding will be blue, and poor understanding will be green. And then I have a blank one here if you want to kind of make it a different level of understanding. So you would write in your topic, date learned, and then you would kind of assess your knowledge of it an hour after, a day after, a week after, 2 weeks, a month, and 2 months. And each time you would just fill in the color of whatever level of understanding you're at. So say 1 hour after you were at a complete understanding. So you could just shade it in to be that color. And then 1 day after, say it was a moderate understanding, you didn't have it completely, and obviously you can make it look a little prettier, but you get the idea. This is just a way for you to visually see and check your progress on specific topics for how you're remembering it and if you need to brush up on specific topics or not. So this is another great resource to use, especially if you have a really hard class that you have a lot to remember and to study. This is a great way to keep track of your progress. Okay, and lastly, I want to go over the Pomodoro tracker, just in case you don't know of the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is a great productivity tool, and it's a great way to just get as much done as you can without feeling burnt out. So the concept of a Pomodoro session is you work in what's called Pomodoros. These are generally 25-minute increments of work, followed by a 5-minute break for 3 Pomodoros, and then on your 4th Pomodoro, you get a longer break, and that's usually 20 to 25 minutes. So you would use this page insert to fill out what you're going to be working on or studying for that session, and you can check them off as you complete them, and then you can further plan out the specific tasks for your Pomodoros. So say for that first Pomodoro, you would be reading a specific chapter, or you're going to be taking notes for a specific chapter. You would write that in, you would do your start time and your end time, and then check it off once you're done. And then down here is your break section where you can write down how long it was and maybe what you did on your break. So you went up and walked around, or you got a coffee or something like that. So you can even track your breaks. And then down here, you can just jot down generally what you accomplished and what you didn't get done that you wanted to get done. But this is just another great tool to use, especially if you just have a lot to do and you're just feeling overwhelmed. When you work in 25-minute increments followed by short breaks and then a long break, this makes it way more manageable to get more done. Okay, so now let's go over the digital stickers that are included with this notebook. I include the digital stickers as a GoodNotes and Noteshelf sticker book file and individual PNGs for any other app. The sticker book files are just native files to their respective apps, so you can import them, and the digital stickers are already pre-inserted into the file, so you can just copy and paste the sticker that you need. It's a super easy and convenient way to use digital stickers. So let's go ahead and go over how to use the GoodNotes sticker book. So like I said, these are just pre-inserted into the file, so all you have to do is copy and paste them into your notebook. To copy a sticker, all you have to do is tap on the lasso tool up here, and then tap on it again and make sure that images is turned on, or else it won't pick it up. And then all you have to do is draw a small circle on top of it. You don't have to go around the whole perimeter of it. You just have to do a small little circle on top, and then tap and select copy, and then go to your notebook that you want to use it in. So let's just go to a random page. And then with the lasso tool still selected, just tap and hold on the page and select paste. And then you can resize it and move it around and do whatever you want with it. And then if you want to move it again, you would just grab it with the lasso tool, move it, tap and hold, hit resize if you want to resize it. And you can even rotate it, and you can write on top of digital stickers as well. So say you want to use this as a checklist for your homework or something, you can start filling it out and checking it off. And then if you want to move the writing off of the sticker without picking up the sticker, all you have to do is tap on the lasso tool and turn off images, so now it won't pick up the sticker, and you can do this and just move it off, or vice versa. If you want to move the image and not the handwriting, you would just turn off handwriting. And you would just do this with any sticker you want to use. These up here are hyperlinked to the start of the sticker page, so that's another easy way to navigate around the sticker book. I want to show you more how to use the text overlays. So the text overlays are here for you to cover up the names or the titles of the folders in your notebook if you want it to be more specific to what you need that section to be for. So I have a bunch of different sort of titles in 2 different fonts and different colors. So let's say that for one of your classes, instead of the notes section, you want it to be a little more specific to what you need it for. Say you want it, it's for a lab or something. So let's say we want to use this one down here. We would just copy it and then go over to the folder that you want it for. So let's say we want to cover up this folder name and make it for your lab instead. So you can just simply cover it up. And here's another tip, because I have a white background under the text, so you can actually cover up the name. But if I want to have it lined up over here, obviously that sticks out. So all you have to do is tap on it with the image tool selected, and then tap on crop, and then you can do a rectangle. So I can just kind of go in a little bit to make it less white space. And then there we go. So that's an example of how you can customize your folders for each class. Like I said, there's a range of titles here. So if one better suits your folder, then I suggest changing it with the text overlay digital stickers. And then the color overlay stickers are really useful for like time blocking, or like I showed you with the study time tracker page insert. You can use these because they're transparent backgrounds and it'll just put a color overlay on the page. So I'll show you what I mean. So let's just grab this one and we'll copy it. And first let's go over the time blocking example. So you can use these to time block out your schedule. So you would just paste it. And even though it's this shape, you'd think, okay, well I can't use it like this because it's too big. All you have to do is grab the image tool right here, tap on it, and then you can resize it to be the width that you want it to be, and the height as well. So say you have a class that lasts an hour, so this is how you can make a time block. And as you can see, it's transparent, you can still see behind it, and then you can write on top of it. So say it's English 101, that's how you can use that color overlay to time block out your class schedule. Or like I said, you can even use them for the study time tracker. So if you don't want to highlight and you don't want to use the shape builder tool, you can just use these color overlays and do the same thing. Just resize it using the image tool and then make it as long as you need it to be. And then there you go. So A lot of different uses for these color overlays. You can use them for that, or even just decoration if you want to sort of just put them behind or over different elements in your notebook to make it a little more decorative and add some flair to it. But those are a couple uses for the color overlays and the text overlays as well. And obviously you can use these text overlays as normal digital stickers, like use them on your within your notes, or if you're planning something out, you can use them as little titles. But I made sure to make them have white backgrounds so you can use them to cover up the folder titles as well. Okay, now I want to show you how to use your Noteshelf sticker book file. I want to show you how to do the split screen with your notebook, because unfortunately Noteshelf doesn't have the tab feature like GoodNotes does to be able to go back and forth between documents. So using this on your iPad, you would just have to do split screen. So have your sticker book open, and then you would just pull up on the bottom to pull up the app bar, and then just drag and hold another Noteshelf window over. And then you would just open up your notebook or planner, whatever you want to copy and paste your stickers in. And you would just grab the dotted rectangle tool. Same sort of thing with GoodNotes. You would just copy it and then come over here and make sure the dotted rectangle tool is still selected. Tap and hold and paste. And then you can resize it, move it around. Same sort of thing with GoodNotes, but this is how you would go back and forth with copying and pasting the stickers into your notebook. Okay, and one last thing I want to talk about is using a Bluetooth keyboard with your iPad or tablet and your student digital notebook. This makes it super convenient to type your notes if you don't want to be handwriting everything. The keyboard I use is the Logitech K380, and it's a nice little compact Bluetooth keyboard, so it's good for taking it with you anywhere. You can just throw it in your bag. It works just as any other Bluetooth device would with your iPad. You just put it into pairing mode and then go into your Bluetooth settings and connect it to your iPad, and then you can start using it in GoodNotes or whatever app you're using. And I'll just show you an example real quick of using it in GoodNotes. So you would just tap on the text tool and then tap on the page, and you would just start typing like normal. And then you can move it around with the lasso tool if you want. You can even size it up. And then anytime you want to type in it again, just have the text tool selected and then tap on it and you can edit it. And then you would want to bring this out if you want it to be a longer line, or else it'll go to the next line. But this is really helpful if you are going to be taking a lot of notes and you really don't want to handwrite everything. I highly recommend looking into getting a Bluetooth keyboard. Okay, so that wraps up this tutorial for how to get started using your student digital notebook. I hope this helped answer any questions that you may have had, but if you still need any help at all, just send me a message or comment down below and I would be more than happy to help. Thanks for watching and happy planning!